You know, when it comes to balancing what it is that you feed, I've debated whether or not it's actually like a good idea to go 100% discipline or like say 90-10%. But you know, in the past when I've gone 100% discipline when I was a young man, I ended up losing my fucking head. Like, so what we've done here is we've got this here. Now this looks pretty fucking good to me, even though I want to feel good. I'll tell you what, psychosomatically, if I have a positive attitude, it's not going to make me feel that bad, is it? I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother killing the cow, Bob. The cow's already dead. I'm going to eat the burger, Bob. Now that is quite good, actually. I want some ketchup. Saturday needs all eat for meat. Saturday needs all eat. Vegan vinegar. I was going to put you in on an inside joke then, but I'm not going to bother. Where was that? I don't know, you're watching me eat this. Remember everybody. Now, see if I can set this up better here. I reckon I can pull it off. Vanity Central. So you can actually see me fucking, you know, up better now. No, don't look like a fucking old man. That's because I'm infinite years old, that. So you're probably thinking, like, what's happened here? Now he's just cooking and eating food. It turned into a mobile gaming channel. I'll tell you what this is, procrastination, but it's also sort of like a all over the shop preparation. But, you know, sooner or later, you've got to be yourself, haven't you? This ain't really me. It is, but you'll see. We all play facades to avoid real sacrifice of becoming who we really are, subconsciously sabotaging ourselves on a day-to-day basis with mindless nonsense. And then, in the lives of proper characters comes a point, a tipping point, where the soul decides that it'd look better it'd look better on the dance floor than eating a Five Guys burger. But you know that thing that made me stutter then? What do you think that is? When people talk about possession, when people talk about, like, for example, right, I smoked weed with these dudes the other day, and this has happened a few times, but on this particular occasion it was quite bad. These guys, I could tell that something was happening with them, and it was like a collective spirit messing with the lot of them. And I had a bit more, I knew what was happening, so I could resist it to a certain extent. But then it got me after a bit. So, do what, you know what I mean? I don't mean that everybody's like, you know, it's not exactly like that bad what's happening. But when you look at the behaviour, it's not coming, the intention is not coming from a pure place. Everybody was acting very differently. You might say, when they stoned, do you even understand what's happening on a conscious level? Some scientists can start banging on about molecules. What's actually happening to character and reactivity when something changes like that? I mean, you act like a fucking fish knows what's outside the water it's in. You know what I mean? That might be a bad analogy. You don't know. We don't fucking know, man. Mate, they don't put enough relish on there. We need like Mexican relish. Tell you what, I don't really get on with my dad these days, but he used to make some banging fajitas. Then again, the mix was from a supermarket. It's not like he's banged it together himself, but all credit to him, they were fucking good. So the question is here, have I come in here truly to do that 90-10% rule? Or am I just taking the piss really? Like, and by sort of debating this, am I like chalking it up as like, you know, we're working on it? Probably taking the piss, to be honest. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Honest keeps coming out of my mouth. If you have to constantly say that, it's probably because you're not being honest. You know what I mean? So I'll tell you what annoys me. I don't always want to be a good boy, but as soon as I dip my toes into the devil's water, I start wanting, like, you know, in a minute I'm gonna want some Snickers and a pack of cigs or something, like, do you know what I mean? And I can't do that at the minute. It'll get out of control. But that's how it draws you in. You know, it's only a kiss. But I think if you find the bright side, then it ain't too bad, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's a good place to end it. Bob, we're still going to pull it off even though we've had a dead cow. Come on, fucking hell. Right, I've got something else there apparently. The salt stopped me from turning it off. Right. We're living in survival mode here. You want to fucking get the proper essence and nourishment out of your life. That's what I'm doing, and that's what a lot of people are doing. I mean, what are you doing on a daily basis? A lot of you. You're eating, sleeping, fucking, and worried about status. And you might think that, oh, my job's like a big deal, but if you actually break it down, what you're doing, A, you're probably doing what somebody's telling you, and B, it's just sort of like rat race nonsense. And you might be happy going out on the weekend, getting pissed up, or whatever the fuck it is that makes you happy. But where is it actually going? And then when it's said and done, are you actually going to be happy with that? And it's not even about when it's said and done. There's like a splinter in your mind about it, isn't there? Telling you that something's not right here. And a lot of people, when they get to, like, you know, mid-age, they have a bit of a crisis. And they think, like, this is it, innit? What's happening? And it's a bit fucking late then for a lot of people. It's like, you know, my health's gone to shit. My family's gone to shit because I didn't fucking do it. You know what I mean? You get the picture. You know, everybody knows that. So, if you're a young person, if you're any age for that matter, risk is why we're aboard here. You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that I've learned things from's coming out in this video. You might get a few fucking, like, little references. But, all in all, mate, you know, doom and death. No, we're all going to be alright, mate. The only people that are not going to be alright is the people that deep down want to enslave people's perception so that they can keep them spinning round, playing their own little game. And as things get more and more progressed, I suppose, like, there can be a few twists and turns, like, as to what's really going on. But all in all, we're all going to have a great time here. But like I said, when it comes to me, if you take anything I'm taking seriously about who I am, don't believe everything you fucking read here. Actually look at it and say, does it make sense, this? Have I been given, like, all the information? Because you miss one little thing out in a narrative, changes the whole thing. So what if they fucking, like, missed out 99.9% of the actual essence of what happened? As in, they straight up lied. It's not as simple as you think. What is a fallen angel? Where are we, man? You know what I mean? Where the fuck are we? Do you know how it works, this? Angel's a word. Dimension, key word. what is it that's happening? Do you know? People will rattle on in the comments at least at some point. Will there be any definitive conclusion? No, because it's subjective for starters. Anyway, the point is just because something poses itself as God doesn't mean that it is, and just because something poses itself as the truth or the news or a religion doesn't mean that it's in alignment and that it's not about, let's say, deception. Keep those things in mind and have yourself a good day. Bob, we pulled it off here. Charles, what are you talking about?